Let's look at a problem that involves trees. This particular tree problem, we have Lucy is standing next to the General Sherman tree in Sequoia National Park, home of some of the largest trees in the world. The distance from Lucy to the base of the tree is 71 meters less than the height of the tree. If the distance from Lucy to the top of the tree is 1 meter more than the height of the tree, how tall is the General Sherman? So let's just draw a picture of what's going on. So here's this tree, and here's Lucy. Lucy has curly hair. Okay, here's Lucy. She's standing next to the General Sherman tree. She's not really right next to it because if you look, the distance from Lucy to the base of the tree is 71 meters less than the height of the tree. So let's see. If we call the height of the tree x, then Lucy's distance is 71 meters less than the height. So what would that be then? Yeah, x minus 21. X minus 71, rather. If the distance from Lucy to the top of the tree is 1 meter more, okay, so this distance from Lucy to the top of the tree is 1 meter more than the height of the tree. So if the height of the tree is x and this distance is 1 meter more, it's x plus 1. These tree problems are set up to use the Pythagorean theorem. They're set up to use a right triangle here. Who remembers the Pythagorean theorem? A squared plus b squared equals c squared is hopefully what you were thinking. And the c, as you use the Pythagorean theorem, the c has to be the hypotenuse. That's the slanted or the longest side. The a and b can be either of the sides that make up this square corner right here, but the hypotenuse has to be the side that's not making up the square corner. Now this particular problem, we're using Lucy's distance right here, but sometimes this is the shadow that the tree casts. So if you have a shadow from a tree, it's going to be this distance instead. Okay, let's go ahead and work this problem out. So we have a is the x, so that has to be squared, and b is the x minus 71, so that has to be squared. And like I said, it could be switched around, so a is x minus 71 and b is x. But the c must be the x plus 1, and so that needs to be squared. Actually do the squaring then. Whoops, I put equals. X squared plus x minus 71 times x minus 71 equals x plus 1 times x plus 1. So when we square the binomials, we multiply them out. We get x squared plus x squared minus 71x minus 71x plus 71 times 71. That's a large number. I did look it up earlier. It is 5,040. On the right side, x times x, 1x plus 1x, and 1 times 1 is 1. So on the left, there's a 2x squared minus 142x plus 5,040. On the right, there's x squared plus 2x plus 1. When you're seeing an equation with the x squared in it, we get a 0 on one side and factor the other side. So let's go ahead and subtract x squared from both sides. Let's subtract 2x from both sides and subtract 1 from both sides. Oh, I missed that. I wrote that down wrong. This should be 5,000. 5,041 right there. Let me fix that up. I was looking at the next line of where I worked it out earlier, because now we have x squared minus 144x plus 5,040. So this is quite a factoring problem. We know we have to, this is 0 now. We know we have to have an x times x for the x squared. Now to get this positive 540 and have a negative right here, you'll need two negatives multiplying to be this positive. You have a negative and a negative multiplying to make 5,040. So again, off to the side, methodically work through. I'm not going to put the negatives down, that would be extra. I'll just remember, because like if I have negative 1 times negative 5,040, and that adds to negative 5,041, I can just as easily write the positives down, and those will add. So 2 times 2520 adds to 2522. Okay. Anyway, go through that carefully and till you get to 60 times 84. That's going to take quite a while. So the x minus 60 could be 0, or the x minus 84 could be 0. In this case, x is 60. In the other case, x is 84. Now, the height of the tree can't be 60 and 84, so look back at the problem. We see that the distance that Lucy is standing from the tree is x minus 61. Well, we couldn't have 60 minus, did I say 61? X minus 71. We couldn't have 60 minus 71. That would not make sense. So the 84 meters is the correct height. So this is the kind of problem that will occur whenever there's a right triangle. If you have a right triangle, you're going to use a squared plus b squared equals c squared. The Pythagorean theorem in any kind of problem where you can come up with a right triangle. Email me if you have any questions.